Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Five-time Pro Bowler on Vikings radar, insider says. Despite a pair of defensive back signings since cornerback Mekhi Blackmon's season-ending knee injury, the Minnesota Vikings are anticipated to make a bigger move, with Stephon Gilmore among several names on the team's radar, KSTP's Darren Wolfson reported on July 30. After a bounce-back season with the Dallas Cowboys, Gilmore remains a free agent through the first week of league training camps. The five-time Pro Bowl cornerback shared publicly that he's content waiting until the start of the season to sign a contract. If teams want to win, I think they should sign the best players. I know I'm still a starter in this league. I started games last year, but the season doesn't start until September. We got a while, Gilmore told Josina Anderson on July 16. While the Vikings have signed defensive backs Jacoby Francis and Bobby McCain, no player is running away with the starting spot left vacant by Blackmon. I fully anticipate another move, a recognizable name coming in the coming weeks, Wolfson said on a July 30 episode of SKOR North's Mackey and Judd podcast. My understanding is Gilmore is still staying in shape. He's got his trainer, he's doing work now. Gilmore, who will be 34 in September, has been through it, he knows how to get himself ready for a season. So if he signs in a couple weeks, that would be okay, Wolfson added. I'm not saying it's going to be him, I'm just saying I firmly believe he is one of a few names on the Vikings' radar. Once the 2018 Defensive Player of the Year on a Super Bowl-winning New England Patriots team, Gilmore has bounced around the league in the twilight of his career. He's played for 3 teams in the past 3 seasons after leaving New England in 2020. Gilmore made his last Pro Bowl appearance in 2021 with the Carolina Panthers, but struggled with the Indianapolis Colts, leading to his trade to the Cowboys last offseason. Gilmore proved he's worth more than the 5th-round pick he was traded for, grading out as a top 30 cornerback by Pro Football Focus, PFF, in 2023. He also played over 1,000 snaps each of the past 2 seasons after he came back from a torn quad in 2020. Gilmore's trade from the Indianapolis Colts to the Dallas Cowboys this offseason got him back to playing contending football, and he hasn't skipped a beat at any point as he's moved around over the past few years, PFF's free agency report reads. Tyler Smith drops forward reaction to Cowboys rookie's surprising performance. There are a lot of rookies in the league that will be able to help their squads immediately. However, some will end up being stars and their franchise's fans are going to love them. Tyler Guyton of the 2024 NFL draft class could be exactly that for Mike McCarthy's Dallas Cowboys. He already knows how to win as exemplified by his TCU and Oklahoma football stints. Tyler Smith noticed just that. The Cowboys are in a win-now situation. Mike McCarthy is just awaiting the contract extensions of key guys like Micah Parsons and Dak Prescott before they start setting out loftier goals. This squad already got off to a hot start last year and hopes to create momentum that carries into the postseason in their coming campaign. Tyler Guyton will be a big part of the Cowboys' pursuit to reach that goal, and he is already showing why. Tyler Smith outlined how great their rookie out of the 2024 NFL Draft already is, via Nick Harris of the Cowboys. I've been truly impressed, he said about the former TCU and Oklahoma football star. Smith did not just end there. He went on to expound as to why this behemoth who formerly donned the Horned Frogs colors and Sooners uniforms was already great for McCarthy's squad. It's not very often you find a human being who measures how he does. He's 6'7", like 330, and has light feet who can just move and bully dudes. When he becomes confident and gets the playbook down and all that stuff, the sky truly is the limit for him and his development. One thing I will say from when I met him, he's a confident guy. He knows the tools he has, he knows how rare they are. It's just a matter of time before he solidifies things and gets playing at that true elite level. Smith added. Guyton needed more opportunities to shine in college before he got picked in the NFL draft. He started off as a commit to the TCU football program. There he would play only 9 games in a span of 2 years, 8 of those games just came when he was a sophomore. This lack of playing time made him opt to find a new home in the Oklahoma football squad. It was with the Sooners that he found more success. He played 2 positions with Oklahoma. Tackle was where he thrived in 2023, and then he eventually moved on to play as an offensive lineman during his final year. This great show of versatility in the trenches was what prompted the Cowboys to acquire him. Above all, it was the fact that he seldom looked tired, and that also showed. He did great. He worked through it. There was some fatigue there with everybody, me included, but he worked through it. He did great in terms of just working his technique, in terms of giving effort. It's a good day to build on, Smith proclaimed about Guyton. This member of the 2024 NFL draft class will surely have a long career. Cowboys closer to new deal with CeeDee Lamb than Dak Prescott. The Dallas Cowboys are still without top wide receiver CeeDee Lamb in training camp, but appear to be making some movement on a new deal. Lamb is holding out for a new contract that would land him alongside some of the elite receivers in the league. The Cowboys recently made a new offer to Lamb and are closer to reaching an agreement with their star pass catcher than quarterback Dak Prescott, per Clarence Hill Jr. of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. Was told no deals for CeeDee Lamb or Dak Prescott yet. But source said Lamb was closer than Prescott. Hill wrote on X, "Remember, a deal is not done until it's done." Randy Gregory is Exhibit A. That's not a major surprise, considering Lamb is not at camp and Prescott is. But it's a good sign that there's been some movement on the negotiation front. Cowboys Executive Vice President Stephen Jones has called the talks cordial despite Lamb's holdout. "We keep having multiple exchanges with CD," Jones said on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. "He actually sent us something late Sunday. We continue to grind away on it. I would characterize both negotiations as very cordial and upbeat. We're optimistic we'll continue to work toward getting something done." Lamb finished last season with a league-high 135 receptions for 1,749 yards and 12 touchdowns. He wants to be compensated like a top receiver in the league after watching contracts at his position skyrocket around the NFL this offseason. Minnesota Vikings star Justin Jefferson, Miami Dolphins pass catcher Jalen Waddle, and Detroit Lions standout Amon-Ra St. Brown recently signed big money deals. Jefferson leads the pack, averaging $35 million per season. Cowboys veteran Ezekiel Elliott, who went through a holdout of his own in Dallas, recently gave Lamb some advice, telling him to have thick skin. "It's really tough because you go through your first 3 or 4 years and you guys are on the same side, and this is the first time that now you're kind of going against each other," Elliott said, per ESPN's Todd Archer. "So, you've got to have a little thick skin. There's some little extra stuff that comes with it, but at the end of the day, we all have the same goal." The Cowboys have called their current contract talks complex. Prescott, Lamb, and defensive superstar Micah Parsons are all due for big money deals. Prescott is heading into the final year of the 4-year, $160 million deal he signed with the Cowboys in 2021. If Dallas doesn't reach an extension with Prescott, he'll be a free agent next offseason and hasn't shied away from the idea of playing for another franchise. "I'm gonna say it. I want to be here, but when you look up, all the great QBs I watched played for other teams. That's not something to fear," Prescott said on July 25. "It may be a reality for me one day. It may not be my decision." Prescott topped the NFL in completions, 410, and touchdown passes, 36, amassing 4,516 passing yards last season. He finished second in MVP voting. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Dak Prescott? Leave your opinion in the comments.